between. And in the last match, there were a couple situations where Chris could have tried to put an Emrakul onto the battlefield, and that would have really sealed it up, whereas some Rug decks have access to the famed Planeswalker. So Ben puts back 2 lands, what it looks like probably.
Yeah, he's got tons of them.
Yeah, he's going to ship back 2 lands and then correct that Misty Rainforest. Make sure he doesn't draw either of the 2 ones he puts on top, or at least lessens his chances of doing so.
All right. That goes down to 18, which light totals aren't really that relevant in this matchup.
Sean Ryan's especially isn't that relevant. Ben Swartz's could be relevant in some cases.
Tarmogoyf hits the board.
Tarmogoyf hits the board. Progenitus.
Well, Progenitus is just 2 swings usually, no matter what.
Sometimes, but if you get down to, say, like 12 and there's a couple Noble Hierarchs down there, it can definitely change things up. I've definitely seen games where it only took a single hit from Progenitus to finish. Plus, Ancient Tomb damage, it piles up really fast, too. So it's easy to get down to that, 12-10 range.
All right, untap draws.
Yep. And I think we see Grim Monolith this turn.
Yeah, I think he'll probably play a Grim Monolith.
All right. Looking at his hand, we see Force, Ancient Tomb, just tons of lands, Slaughter Pact. Ben needed to find things that weren't 2 islands on that brainstorm. Ben starts to play his land but takes it back. Okay, there we go. Ancient Tomb taking 2, dropping to 16, and then we're going to see...
Is there a reason why he would do that?
Nope. Drops back up to 18, untaps the Tomb. Maybe he's not going to go that route. Ben flicking through the cards in his hand, trying to figure out the line of play he wants.
If he taps the 2 lands, that tells him that he doesn't have Brainstorm to end of turn. But if he taps the Tomb, he just takes extra damage. That might be relevant.
And I don't know how much information saying you don't have Brainstorm really gives Sean Ryan.
Yeah.
I mean, he could very well just be trying to set up for a kill next turn. Sean would never know the difference.
Oh, he does have a Ponder in his hand.
Oh, yeah, there's a Ponder. That was certainly an option last turn, but maybe he'll see I think maybe Ben wants to see if he can find one piece of the combo and then knows what he's digging for with the other. Maybe see if he finds a fetch land or something.
Yeah, especially since Sean Ryan is playing a slow game with him. And
Sean Ryan also has mental missteps, too, which is worth noting. You don't want to just get cut off of your Ponders. Not that. If you go Ponder, that's what Sean Ryan's going to counter with the mental missteps anyway. So I guess waiting doesn't really help. It actually hinders you in a sense. But I kind of like waiting here. It's just kind of like the preordained thing, right? You want to cast it when you know what you want instead of just randomly jamming it out there.
That completely makes sense.
So if Ben draws an Emrakul, he's going to be more likely to find Show and Tell or something like that.
So Sean's doing some activity over there. Oh, he just cracks a land end of turn.
And down comes Volcanic Island.
So, yeah, he just passes it. The one thing that I like about the Rug deck is he keeps winning games, but it's not having that much action in the early turns. Oh, Vendilion Click gets drought. That's going to help.
Yeah, so the clicks... Where are those clicks at on his deck list? Oh, there's 3. Down there at the bottom of the spells.
Oh, he put them in the spells. Okay, we missed that. Yeah, he has 3.
It's like a 3-1 spell, I guess. 3-1 Duress. So, yeah, I missed the fact he had 3 Vanilla Clicks. Make sure we didn't miss a Jace. All right, no, it's not in the lands anywhere. Okay, so Vanilla Click comes down, and I think he's going to take a peek at Ben's hand.
All right, this is a valuable information. So there's a Pact of Negation, a Force of Will, a Show and Tell, a Slaughter. Or is that 2 Pact Negations? Oh, that's a Summoning Pact. So, do you even take anything?
Is this easy?
You can take Show and Tell on that. That limits any chop deck to Emrakul, but...
Well, you definitely don't take either of the packs or Force. The question is really Show or Tell or bust. You can take... I think taking Show and Tell...
he's...
Does Sean have a Force in his hand?
So he takes Show and Tell, and that just means any Emrakul is bad to top deck, but he still can cast Hive Mind.
If Sean has... I trust the Hive Mind.
And there's the Hive Mind.
If Sean has a Force, I like taking that. If he doesn't, I think I would just leave it. Because there's just too many things that could go wrong.
So do you think he goes for it here? He beats one Force of Will.
Yeah, I think Ben just goes for it.
Yeah, that's an insane top deck. Ben has been doing such insane things with his brainstorms and drawing the spells that he needs.
I mean, Ben's been playing well, and his cards have been lining up in the match.
I mean, that's probably why he's in the finals right now.
I mean, that's how it goes, you know. Like you play well, you get a little lucky, capitalize on your opponent's mistakes.
It's the only way you make finals.
Yeah, and I mean, you're a man who knows all about making the finals and doing well in tournaments. So you take Brad's word for it here. Sometimes you just have to.
You got to play well, but you got to capitalize on it with some results.
And I want to see Sean Ryan's face when this comes down. All right, he's counting, he's double checking. He's not over tapping here.
Yeah, he is over tapping.
All right, Hive Mind, and Sean Ryan not too happy about that one right now. Yeah, unless Sean Ryan is all right. It resolves Summoner's Pact. You can have a copy of Summoner's Pact. I suppose I can have a copy of Summoner's Pact, can't I? Does Sean Ryan
have 2 dazes? He needs 2.
Yeah, you have to have 2 dazes. You're right. No, actually, Daze doesn't work because he doesn't have any mana untapped.
Oh yeah, so his copy of Daze gets the counter hit of the other copy of Daze.
Right, so I mean Sean's gonna Daze and Ben will just Daze his Daze right back. He's got Daze for Daze and all the Daze. Alright, and Ben's like, alright, I will target your Daze with my Daze.
Oh, he's got to return a land as well.
Well, yeah, Sean's less return a land, but... He never returned a land, but I don't think it's gonna be relevant, so... Summoner's Pact resolves. He can go find a green creature if he would like to. I remember when I was playing the Elves combo deck, my opponent, I'd play against Hive Mind, it was just buy because my opponents just couldn't kill me with their packs. Summoner's Pact? Well, I don't mind if I do. So he goes find Dryad Arbor with his with the Pact, but that's not gonna be good enough.
Yeah, he doesn't have Stifle or anything.
Nope. No Stifles, no way to deal with that trigger. So. Although Stifle is a card that might be able to make a comeback with the Hive Mind decks running around.
I mean, if they have a Hive Mind, it seems like you'd have to almost have them dead if you're going to Stifle.
Yeah.
They might just have another pact, or they might have multiples. Right. It's not the answer to what you want.
All right, and that's it. Ben Swartz takes the first game off Sean Ryan. And that's what I was saying. I think Ben has advantage in game 1. After sideboarding, Sean gets a few more tools that might swing the game slightly.
But one thing Sean Ryan does not have is Ben's run goods as of late.
I mean, personally, I feel like Hive Mind is favored in this matchup in general. And even after sideboarding, I think Hive Mind is still favored, but Sean's just in the right mindset to be fighting Hive Mind. Of course, does his mindset compete with Ben's run goods? Well, we're going to find out. I mean, you know, like I said, you get a little lucky, you play well. Ben looks at the sideboarding guide. He's diligently wrote down, and a lot of people make fun of people who use sideboarding guides. But
if you're not playing a bunch of a format, it's a great tool.
Like, make fun of Ben all you want. He's in the finals of this tournament, right? So. And so they're going to the sideboard. And so I think we're going to see Sean Ryan bring those extractions. In the meantime, though, we're going to be giving away a pretty awesome prize, a badge to Gen Con. So we're going to flash back to us here in a second. And hey, everyone, Gavin Verhoeven with Brad Nelson here. So here's the deal. I'm going to ask you guys a question, just like we've been doing all night, just like we did yesterday. Same deal as before. I'm going to ask a question. You tweet your answer with the hashtag SCG Premium in it. If you answer correctly, you'll be choose one random person.
Can I ask the question again?
You are most welcome to ask the question, Brad. So once again, which is one random person for the Gen Con badge. Brad, fire off the question.
All right. How many bottles of water do you think Gavin has drank over the course of this weekend? Okay, that's not the real question. You can get the real question. It's a lot. It's over 30.
Okay, well, it is pretty unbelievable. Although Brad was a valiant competitor, but I think
I did lose.
Ariel X put it best last week. You don't mess with Gavin when it comes to water. Anyway, as far as the Gen Con badge goes, so I'm just going to ask a pretty good question for you. If you want to go to Gen Con, there's probably a city that you'd want to go to because that's where Gen Con is. Where's Gen Con located at?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So tell me where Gen Con's located, and you could win a badge to Gen Con. I know where it is. Hopefully you do too.
We talked about it about 2 hours ago.
And once again, please don't enter if you aren't going to go to Gen Con. If you're considering going to Gen Con, and if you win this badge, and then you're go. That's fine. But we already tried to give away the badge once last week, and it was rejected. And
you don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and we don't want to have to try to give away next week when it's so close to Gen Con. People much hard to get hotel accommodations and everything. So please only enter if you're going to actually win the badge. Take the badge. I hope you guys enjoy Gen Con. I'll be there. Brad will be there. Name Most American Pros, and they will be there too.
Oh yeah, we all will.
Name your best friends who've made top 8 of regionals. They'll also be there. So it should be a really good time. I'm looking forward to meeting a bunch of friends that I've never met, actually.
All right. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break before the next round.
No. The competitors are taking a quick break.
Oh, the quick break for the competitors.
So I think they probably need a break to freshen up, and so they're going to go do that. In the meantime, what do you think the takeaway from this event this weekend is, Brad? I mean, so let's talk about Standard here for a second. Right. So looking forward to Standard, we have Star City Games Pittsburgh next week.
Yep.
And we have Nationals coming up in just a couple weeks. What do you think the big takeaways are?
I think the big takeaways this weekend are the power of rug decks. I really think there's some that weren't really tuned well, but Rug's been doing great. I think the Birthing Pod deck might be a real deck. It's getting closer to being refined. We didn't see a lot of it, but there was a lot of it in the Nationals around this weekend. Also, Cobblade Edgar Flores is showing that deck is just a dominating force in the format. Proving me wrong, Mono Red and Splinter Twin, both of those made top 4. I still personally would not play either deck, but I still think they're fine choices. And but I think the biggest one is that Temper Steel is going to be strong. I don't know if it's going to be winning tournaments, but I know it's going to be being out in the field. People are going to start playing it. It's all over the place now, and you're going to have to prepare for that matchup.
Yeah, I agree with Brad. I think the two big takeaways from this weekend, for me personally, for Standard, are Tempered Steel. Like we saw it last weekend in Force, and people just didn't prepare as much as they could have this weekend, and it was just all over the table. So if you're playing next week, bring your Creeping Corrosions, your Evoke Existences, whatever you need to fight against that deck. It is fast. It'll kill you on turn 4 or 5. We saw Mulligan down to 5 cards multiple times and still just overrun their opponents on turn 4 or 5.
Tempered Steel is not just a card.
And, of course, the other big thing, of course, Cobblade. I mean, 74 of the same 75 cards in the finals is no easy feat.
And 2 different versions also making top 8.
Yeah, there's 7 in the top 16 deck lists or something like that.
I mean, the thing about that, though, is... So I do feel that it's a very powerful deck, but that's deceiving. It's probably the most played deck as well.
Really? I don't know if it was the most played deck. I mean, I don't have the data. I haven't looked at the metagame
I'm assuming
breakdown.
that it was probably the most popular deck.
I mean, even when Cobblade was being with Stoneforge and Jace, it wasn't the most popular deck in a lot of tournaments.
You're saying that Stoneforge Jace was not the most popular deck in the format?
It was the most powerful deck, but there was at the end of its reign, it certainly was. But there for a while, it was not the most played deck in Star City Opens. I mean, even after the Cobblade engine came out, that's pretty impressive. I think we're looking it up right now here on too much information from Cincinnati. We can find out what the most played decks are. Looks like from Cincinnati, Valakut was most played deck, followed by Mono Red.
I mean, that was the first weekend out of the gate, so I think there's probably some more. But all right, so argument aside, we'll figure that out. We'll see what too much information is this week by Glenn. Yeah,
we'll find out. Also, the one thing I want to point out too is I think I talked to both Edgar and Nick, and they both said they're scared of the Valakut matchup.
Well, they don't seem very prepared for the Valakut matchup.
So if you're looking to beat Cobblade and you're looking to race Tempered Steel, Valakut might be the deck to turn to. And as far as Legacy, I think you're seeing a lot of what we learned this weekend playing out right in front of you. Hive Mind, I think, is the biggest story from this event. I mean, it's really emerged as a competitor between this week and last week. And Ben Swartz is the man in the finals representing the archetype. Looks like he's taking a mulligan here.
Is he?
I'm not sure if Sean has already put his deck back. Ben's shuffling his deck. I don't see a hand in front of Sean. Maybe they're still drawing their opening 7s.
Yeah.
Ben picked up the first game. Think he's going to be able to take a second, too?
I mean, who knows where it's going to go. Sean Ryan has had some slow draws, but the Vanilla Click does help. But he has also been just taking out these combo decks with After Sideboard having enough answers, even though you're not pushing the game. So I guess I assumed that it was going to be kind of a fast matchup, but it really isn't. It's 2 combo decks, and one can kill in a turn and one cannot, but one has a little bit more disruption. So, I think we can see the game. It's going to go for quite a few turns, but I do feel like Sean does have the advantage. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. So Hive Mind has a more powerful like show. Like when it combos out, just wins. But every game that I've seen, I feel like Sean Ryan has a little bit more control over the game, and like Ben won that game off of just top decking Hive Mind.
I mean, Sean's playing cards that just give him more play. I mean, that's a phrase you use in your book and you use a lot. Where basically Sean's cards are flexible. He's got cards like Medallion Click.
Yeah.
He's got cards. Like days, and got counters you can choose to use at different intervals that really give him a lot of play in as a gameplay that allow you to basically just do these little things that allow play skill to override what might naturally happen in a game. And with Ben, I mean, he definitely has a lot of play skill too, and it's reflected in his gameplay, but a lot of his cards, they just do exactly what they read. You have your combo pieces, you have your brainstorms. I think brainstorm is probably the biggest skill intensive deck.
The problem with Legacy, though, is like there is that play, but I think all the decks have a ton of play in Legacy. You can do so many different things, like casting Brainstorm and Ponder, and when you want, how many pieces you want to combo, which combo you want to use. All of this is really great. I actually think in Legacy, personally maybe because I don't know the format, I think having too much play is an issue, and you don't want as much play in this format.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think there's a balance. Because there's a lot of ways to make mistakes. There's a lot of decks out there. Like, look at the Four Horsemen. You make a mistake, you're just done.
Yeah, or you do something slightly wrong and you're just done too.
Game over.
Yeah, I mean, if you or even just, I saw in the matchup, you draw the wrong card.
Maybe even use a brainstorm at the wrong time. I just don't know the perfect plays in this format because they're so elaborate.
Right. Oh, so now Ben.
It's Ben's turn.
Now it's Ben's definitely going down. 6 cards for Mr. Swartz, and certainly didn't stop him from the past games we watched though. So.
No, I mean, he's been mulliganing and winning, so.
Yeah, it shows you how robust. And for a combo, when you consider that Ben's been able to mulligan and win with a combo that takes basically 2 cards, plus you have to kind of set it up a little bit, you have to give intuition for pieces. He gives you
and Sean's not pressuring him that much, so mulligan isn't that important.
Yeah. It's been a long day for both competitors. Both of them were here bright and early this morning in 8, 9, 10. Played 10 rounds so far?
Yeah, it's been a very long day.
Yeah. At least some of them were in the top 8 this week. Last week, I believe we had one player in the top 8 who also made top 8. Yeah, Caleb Durward, right? Who played more Magic than I think anybody could have. He played.
Same with AJ a month or two ago as well.
It's insane. I mean, when you have to get up and be here at 7 in the morning and you're here playing until 10 o'clock at night.
That's absolutely insane.
2 different formats.
All day on day 1, and then you get up at 7 in the morning, come here, play 3 rounds of Magic, win a tournament, start it all over again, and make finals the next day, or make even top 8. That's just amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. All right, so their players keep, and they are off to the races. Sean Ryan cracks a Scalding Tarn on his first turn, finding a Taiga. Looks like Ben's hand to see a couple Brainstorms. I think a Ponder. I think it might be a 1-lander with a bunch of cantrips.
I mean, you mull to 6, you probably have to keep something like that.
Down comes.
You can't really mulligan that.
Down comes Noble Hierarch. And I think we're probably going to see something like a Ponder from Ben Swartz this turn. All right, and Ben draws. Finds Pact of Negation.
There's not a mental misstep.
He might have a misstep in his hand too, but he definitely has a bunch of cantrips. Right,
I think he just drew a mental misstep.
Oh, he just drew a misstep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ancient Tomb, City.
I think that's exactly what he wants, right?
Does he have a biggie?
He already show and tell in his hand, actually.
Yeah, he needs a big one.
Oh, he's just going to send him back. Feels like he can find more land elsewhere. Yeah, he doesn't have any big things to throw down. I think he's really light on lands, but he knows he needs something big.
You can't really get all 3 of those, yeah.
Yeah, because then you're probably stuck drawing them. And although he does have an intuition he could potentially use, but all right, I think he drew a Force there.
Or no, he drew Emrakul. So that's turn 2.
That is turn 2. Does he have a Force in his hand?
I don't know if he's got Force.
I don't think he's got Force in his hand. But if he draws one, that's going to be insane.
Yeah. He just goes runner, just turn 2 Emrakul. That's how we do it.
Welcome to the Hive Mind. Alright. Sean Ryan cracks fetch land, goes to get Volcanic Island.
I don't think he's got Force.
Yeah, Ben.
Do you just go for it, though?
I mean, that might be reasonable, because the more time you give Sean Ryan, the more dangerous things get. If you're Ben, I think you might just go for it. I think Sean might have a Force anyway, but even though he's pitching 2 cards, it's early in the game. He hasn't had a chance to sculpt his hand.
I mean, what if he if he doesn't go for it now, then maybe, he might. It just seems like he might have to go because what if he just goes natural order this next turn?
Right.
Vendilion Click. Vendilion Click just ruins the day every time.
That'll change the story. Yeah, that card is so powerful. Brainstorm though will help help out a little.
Brainstorm just gets to hide everything.
Yep, that'll definitely hide. Probably hide Show and Tell Emrakul, right?
Yeah, it would definitely hide both.
All right, let's see if it resolves. And Sean Ryan gives it the thumbs up. Finds a land, a Ponder, and a Pact of the Titan. And we're just going to put Show and Emrakul on top.
It's going to hide the powerful spells.
I think you put an Emrakul on top, Show beneath it, right?
Is it really relevant?
Well, if you could V-click next upkeep, it is.
I mean, is he going to V-click?
I mean, possible.
It could happen.
I mean, just once again, I think you make
the slight little edge.
Right.
You put Emrakul on top just so your Show resolves because that's a better card to have in your hand.
Right.
I just don't think that play is going to be made.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, all about the small edges that are probably never going to matter, and occasionally they do.
Oh, I agree.
And so now that's going to resolve. Vendilion Click come into play. I believe Sean's just going to target Ben, right?
I assume he's going to target Ben. Maybe he didn't just for the fact that he brainstormed, put 2 cards, and he's like, well, I'm not going to get any value out of it anyway.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like knowing what Ben has in his hand is just really important here. Maybe not.
Maybe getting rid of that card, though.
Yeah, I mean, if Sean's just digging into natural order and really needs a land or something, right?
Or really needs spells. And it makes sense, like, you're not going to get any value. He's not going to take anything. It's just information, yet now he just drew a card.
All right, now I think, does Ben have to ponder? Oh, I guess not. I was going to say, if Ben wants to set up the Show and Tell next turn, he'll have to ponder and cantrip because the click didn't dig him any further.
I think he has time. I think he wants to wait. Yeah, he did not natural order, which is very important. So I think he just wants to wait one more turn so he can just make sure that he can get another opportunity to get Force of the Will.
Yeah. Alright, untap, draw. Alright, so Ben's got lands, has intuition.
Do you think he ponders now?
Well, it depends. I mean, does he still want the card on top?
I mean, possibly.
If he still wants the card on top, I don't really feel about pondering because you don't really want to shuffle them. And so there's a ponder. So Ben does choose a ponder here. So he's Show and Tell, land. So now it's kind of an awkward situation where I think you would...
Well, he can Show and Tell this turn if he wants to.
Right, he can put down that. He just goes for it?
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
All right. Yep, I think he's going to do it. Time to go for a Show.
You can intuition and try again.
Nope, or not.
No, he didn't.
I think maybe he just goes intuition end step. See what happens.
Well, the intuition's not going to counter, but he can maybe go for a force.
Worth noting is Ben can intuition for Hive Mind, and if he's got another 2-mana land or finds another 2-mana land, he can play it next turn.
All right.
Of course, we saw Dangerous Intuition was the last round where Chris Van Meter cast Intuition and Sean Ryan just extracted all the cards of his choice out of Ben Swartz's deck.
I feel like he might just want force.
There's Intuition. Oh, getting 3 forces? I kind of like that.
Protect Emrakul. I mean, once Emrakul hits, it's game.
Yep, Sean Ryan does not have Jace the Mind Sculptor.
That's better than all.
Oh, he's doing it. He sees the play.
You can't see me right now, but we got my hands in the air.
I like that play by Ben Swartz. I like that play a lot.
I'm learning Legacy.
Yeah, best way to learn Legacy.
Watch it all day long.
Watch 10 rounds, yeah. Talk about immersing yourself in a format. Hope Ben goes for it. That's what he wants.
Got 3 Force Wills.
All right, so if Ben wants to win the game, I think that's the best route to do it.
Now Sean Ryan has to have either an Extraction and a Force Will or 2 Force Wills and 2 blue cards.
Yep.
And he's been dropping a lot of Noble Hearts, so who knows? There's a good possibility that he has Extraction Force.
But at least he has to blow his Extraction. That's very relevant. All right, so puts a Force into his hand. And
there's the Extraction.
It makes sense. I mean, Sean had been doing nothing. Seems likely he was going to have that kind of card in his hand. And Mental Misstep from Ben Swartz puts an end to that.
Ooh, dun dun dun.
Let's see if Sean Ryan... Now, will Sean Ryan blow a force on that?
No, you can't blow
right,
force
exactly.
on
You
it.
can't afford to blow force on it.
He just gotta, especially if he only has one force, he's gotta hope he doesn't have an actual combo in his hand.
Right. Ben's sitting at 8, but that Emrakul should still do the trick. Oh man. All right, Sean Pyroblasts.
Oh, well, that works.
Or Red Elemental Blast, excuse me. And, alright.
Right, so that resolves.
And Surgical Extraction?
Resolves, but he still needs to have a force. He only has 2 cards in hand.
Alright. And even if Ben goes for it and he forces, then Sean is, I mean, he still has that click, I guess, but...
Well,
I mean, the click is going to kill Ben in 2 turns.
Yeah,
so I mean, Ben just has to go for it anyway.
Well, of course, he's going to go for it, and if he has force land or force blue card, the game's just over. You know, he has a Titan, and he's not gonna be able to get up to 6 lands anyway to even top deck a
Hive Mind.
And plus he's gonna be able to pay for the red pack.
Pay for the red pack.
The red pack's really bad in Special, but I think like some of those should be satted out.
Yeah, I mean,
and green pack's even worse, but like Slaughter pack is the best one.
Yeah, the Slaughter pack is so good. I think maybe the sideboard plan is you bring one of the Slaughter packs and you board out one of the others. Alright, and so Ben gets extracted, and I think we're going to see him go for show and tell next round. Wyatt on Twitter points out that Sean has 2 red blasts in his hand. I didn't see those yet, but if he had a keen eye,
one, yeah, it's game.
Yeah, and if he has 2 especially, man. I wonder what I thought about it.
Well, one just got used.
Yeah.
Yeah, Island's not going to do it.
Alright, there's show and tell.
There's early elemental. So he does have one more turn.
He could draw
show and tell. Yeah, but because of the city, he's not able to play any of the lands in his hand. That's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. So, I mean, he can't... I mean, I don't know. He doesn't really need to play lands in his hand too much either.
Mm-hmm. But then we're in the same situation where he can't attack with the Emrakul if Sean can put one more permanent into play.
Right. Alright, so Ben's just going to pass to Sean. Sean untaps. Draws. Attack for click for 5. Drop Ben down to only 3 life. And now Ben needs to find a show and tell.
Or Slaughter pack.
Slaughter pack to do too. Hive Mind.
And the Hive Mind won't do it.
He can play Hive Mind. He can try and get him. But I don't think that one's going to work here.
I don't think it's going to work. No, I don't think he gets 2 of those free in the top 8.
No, there's no way. It would be insane if he did, however. I don't think it's going to work twice. Oh, he's going to go for it. So he floats 2 mana. Oh, he just passes the turn.
Why would he...
He didn't even want to bother going for it, I guess.
He's trying to bluff Slaughter pack.
I mean, Sean's going to attack no matter what happens,
well,
right?
of course, but like that's the only logic I can say of him even doing that.
I mean, I think it's just go for it, and it's probably not going to happen. But you got to take your 0.5% outer.
It's worse.
Yeah.
I think it's worse than 0.5.
Like really low.
But it's a better percent than just playing the land saying and then losing.
Or 0.05. That's what I meant to say. But yeah. All right, so here we are. We're headed into game 3.
Mm-hmm. At least you can give him a shock. Like one thing that happened in Amsterdam when I was playing against Kai, it was game 4, and I play Slaughter Pact, and he goes Brave the Elements. And, you know, we keep playing out the turn, and anyway, it goes to my upkeep, and I go upkeep draw, and I'm down 2-1, and Kai just goes Pact, you forgot to pay Pact, and for a second my heart just stopped, right, and I thought I just like actually just threw away top 8 match for no reason. I was gonna win that game, and then I remembered, you know, Brave the Elements, countered it, and it was scary though. He got me for a second, and I bet Ben would get him too. He's just like, Pact, I win, give him those eyes, and they would at least like, you know, skip a heartbeat.
Yeah, and even if that doesn't get them, just like for a second you just throw them off their game. It's kind of like icing the kicker, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would really work, but it's there. I mean, you could justify it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know my heart skipped a beat when that happened.
I certainly can't blame you. If I was playing in the top 8 of a pro tour and that happened to me, I would just be like, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I lost in a Pro Tour because I forgot to pay for my
I would have ran
packs.
out of the site and hid if that actually happened.
I mean, I would buy a dice to put on top of my deck so large I would never miss it. It would be like
it can't
pink.
be bigger than your deck.
It's true. It would be like pink and purpley and sparkly and probably have like
it would shine.
And instead of numbers, it would just have the pictures of packs on every on every dial. So I'd be like, switch it to the red pack.
And then every 5 seconds it says pack.
Yeah, it's automatic. Outside notes, so we gotta be careful.
Oh, true.
Can't use outside notes. This looks like Sean is taking a quick break, but yeah, we'll head into Game 3 here shortly. So after watching 2 games play out, who do you think's got it for Game 3? Ben's on the play. Is that going to be a
Ben
big
gets
difference?
the play. He mulliganed Game 2, and but like I said, Sean had all the answers, had a vanilla click, put the pressure on, and got the game. And so I feel like it's in Sean's favor. I really do feel like the matchup's in his favor. But in the same way, the deck, the Hive Mind deck has the ability to just nut draw and kill a person. Right. So
I feel like actually one of the key cards here is that Vanillion Click because it provides a really quick clock when you think about it.
Vanillion Click is like the perfect Magic card. It's like one of my favorite designs. It is. It has a relevant ability, a relevant body. Its flying is relevant. Everything just makes that card really good. I love how it's made. It's never going to be broken, but it's always going to be good enough. And that's a good card to me.
And it's certainly powerful here too. I mean, it's just like every game we've watched Sean Ryan play 3, 4, maybe 5 games against Hive Mind now, and every time he casts Vanillion Click, it's just so strong. It puts a clock on them. You take their best card.
It wins a lot of games of Magic.
That card, I mean, I played with a lot. I've qualified with that card 3 or 4 times for the Pro Tour. Like, that card is unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times have you qualified for the Pro Tour?
5 or 6.
And all of them with Vanillion Click?
3, I think 4 of the 5 times I qualified for Vanillion Click.
That's crazy.
Fairies, Blue-Black Ninjas, Fairies in Extended, and maybe it's only 3.
So, you made the Ninja deck. Which tournament? Oh, that was last year.
That was last year. I don't want to PTQ with that deck. Yeah. I think there's a 4th one I might be forgetting off the top of my head. But anyway,
sure.
and I made finals of like several PTQs with like Vanillion Click decks. So love that card. I agree.
Yeah, no, it's a great card. All right, so we're back in. Both players seem very happy, and there's $1,400 on the line right now.
There's a ton of money on the line, and they didn't split.
No,
these guys
no
are
split.
Battling it out. It all comes down to this one game. The whole weekend.
One game for $1,400.
That is a ton of money to be gaming for.
Ben Swartz takes a mulligan.
Oh, it seems to be a trend for Ben these days.
Yeah, I know.
I think he's probably made some kind of evil deal. He has to mulligan every game, but he gets good draws. So he's like, all right, fair trade.
Sean looks like to be keeping.
He seems. I can't tell if he's either smug or like I'll keep it. I'm disappointed. It's one of those 2 looks. I'm not sure which. It's probably what you want to wear. Let's see. Shuffles them up. Ben just taking a deep breath, trying to hone his chakra, align.
Let me keep this 6.
Hone his chakra, align his aura, count his lucky stars, rub his rabbit's feet. Let's see what he finds here on 6 cards. And Ben puts his hands on his head like, please be good.
Yeah. He came this far. He wants to win it out.
Right. All right, let's see what he
Can't
finds.
give Sean Ryan 4 matches in a row to beat this deck.
Against Hive Mind. I mean, we'll see. I think Daze might become the new go-to card in No Rug. How does Ben like this hand?
Alright. I don't know. It's not a snap keep.
It was certainly not a snap keep. He's certainly thinking about it, which is good, but at the same time, it's dangerous. All right, and we're off. Turn 1, Grim Monolith. Well, that's not a bad start.
Oh, is that the... Is he a little bit of Hollywood? No, I don't... Oh,
wait. Does he have turn 2 Hive Mind pack?
I don't know if he's got pack, but he has turn 2 Hive Mind, I think. And a Force, but he doesn't have...
He's got Intuition?
Yeah,
he has the pack.
He just got the nuts. Really? He just had the Hollywood draw? We're being quiet right now because, like, if we can't scream or they're going to hear us.
If Ben just goes for it, he wins. I'm pretty sure. He's got the Force.
He has to have 2 Forces. Yeah, he's got a Force to back it up.
He's just double checking, making sure he's not missing anything here. Wait, he just passes the turn.
Why?
Why would you pass?
Are you sure he's got everything? I don't know if he has the pack.
There's a red card in his hand. It's got to be packed to the Titan.
So I think his hand is Intuition, Force, Hive Mind.
No, it's right there.
Why wouldn't he go for it?
I don't know why you wouldn't go for it there. I mean, what more could he possibly want?
He has a force and he has a combo.
Yeah. So Sean, and I think if you're like, Sean has 2 forces in his opening hand, I accept that I lose that game.
It's not even over yet.
What?
It's not really over.
I mean,
Sean
yeah.
goes down to 3 cards.
Yeah, even then it's not over. I don't know why Ben wouldn't go for it there.
That baffles me. When Ben wins, he's gonna have to come in the booth and explain. I'm just kidding.
Are we just missing something here?
I mean, I have to be.
I mean, so he has the Hive Mind.
I think so.
He has the Pact. He has the Intuition. And he has a Force. It's probably 4 best cards you could ask for.
Yeah.
Hive Mind, Pact, Intuition. He even has a card to pitch to the Force. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I guess probably the best is Show and Tell, right? Show and Tell Emrakul with the Force. I mean, that's obviously the best part of the combo.
I mean,
like,
sure. I mean,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, was he worried about days? But
no, his opponent didn't. Oh yeah, his
maybe
opponent did
he's
have
playing
an.
around days once Sean's gonna tap.
Yeah, he didn't really want to get blown up by days. That's true.
Once again, those days is coming into
I mean,
play.
he could just Intuition for a blue pact, and then if he draws a blue spell, then he has 2.
Yeah, I think this is actually okay. So that makes a lot of sense. I just forgot about days. So now he can just do this, and that's pretty tight play by Ben.
Very tight.
I think a lot of players, you and me both.
Yeah,
players
we
are
were
like,
both
all right, bang, 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 you're dead.
Well, there is a difference. Like the one thing about like commentating that I found is like I'm not in the same level I would be if I was playing, because it's hard to talk about it, try to figure out the commentary
For both players.
Yeah, for both players as well as think about one player's. It's kind of like the same thing with a video. I've definitely found myself punting when I'm recording a video, just because I didn't get that deep in a line of play.
Right. So now I think we're just gonna see through blue packs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back. Okay, now Ben should have.
So now we found the line. We found the line. It took us a turn, but we found the line.
Man, forget about days. Those days are just brutal.
Yeah, he didn't need double force. He needed a days.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those days are just absolutely brutal in Sean Ryan's deck. And I think that no rug decks are just going to need to start adapting them. And when your opponent does that on turn 2, Sean Ryan's got to be shaking his boots like triple pact negation, huh? This is bad news. Crazy hand by Ben Swartz. Mulligan to 6 and pretty much had exactly what he needed. We'll see if Sean Ryan has the answer, but I think it would take quite an equally insane hand by Sean Ryan. All right, ships him 1 pact, 2 go into the graveyard. Oh, he could have surgical extraction, but he doesn't.
But he's not doing anything.
He doesn't have the extraction.
Well, he'd wait till he draw, right?
Alright,
so now he has pact plus 4.
Right, now he's gonna go for it. All right, there we are. 6 mana, Hive Mind. What do you got, Sean Ryan? Daze, returning a land.
Dazing the Hive Mind.
Okay, Daze is the Hive Mind.
No, wait, he doesn't want his Grim Monolith to not be untapped.
Right, and now you force the Daze. Oh, you pact. No. Pacting the Daze is worse than forcing the Daze.
No, because he can't kill.
Because don't you want to pact the Daze after? Well, I guess not. I guess he's not gonna let Hive Mind resolve, so it's not gonna matter. Like
he's all in.
Right.
No, because if you can't force anymore because, oh yeah, you can still force.
All right, force removing a Hive Mind. I mean,
what's happening now?
So
he dazed.
I think Sean Ryan said he was going to do something.
Already said he was doing something.
Blast, force removing Hive Mind. Does Sean Ryan have a force? Does Sean Ryan have another daze? Is that all she wrote?
Well, if he can't have a daze. Because he's...
Sean Ryan reads Hive Mind.
Oh, he could have a daze. Yeah, he could have a daze to counter the Hive Mind.
Well, daze won't work after Hive Mind resolves because Sean Ryan doesn't have any.
No, but he could still daze the Hive Mind at the moment.
He can still daze the Hive Mind at the moment, correct. What does Sean Ryan have? Does he have it? Pact. I think that's it.
Yeah, I think Ben Swartz just won it all.
Just had the perfect
He had
draw.
the perfect line. He beat the daze.
Look at Sean Ryan's face. It's like, yeah, I had all these. Like,
and that's it.
Congratulations, Ben Swartz. 2 games to 1.
Was a great way to
finals.
finish this tournament. Ben found a line that beat through exactly what Sean had. I mean, we missed it. That's so impressive. I'm so proud of him. I've always liked the guy. I've never gotten to watch him play much Magic, and that game alone just showed exactly how capable he is to win a tournament.
Yeah, and we're gonna have Ben back here in the booth as soon as possible to tell you guys about his Hive Mind deck, what he was thinking about it, some of the plays he made.
Yeah, they were very impressive.